Okay, we have third chapter, staffing systems. So this is one of the most important function of human resource management. What exactly staffing is, what involves in the staffing systems. So let us now first understand what is staffing. Staffing is the process of filling positions or posts in the organization with adequate and qualified personnel. And it is the process of acquiring, deploying, and retaining a workforce of sufficient quantity and quality to create positive impacts on the organization's effectiveness. So this staffing can further divide into several functions: recruitment, selection, promotion, like that, developing. So put together all these HR activities are called staffing. So staffing is the process of filling all the jobs in the organization with the adequate and qualified personnel. So whom to recruit? What should be the qualification? Whether the skill is enough to discharge the duties of the job or not. So while recruiting or filling the positions in the organizations, definitely the organization look at qualifications of the knowledge levels of an incumbent employee. So it is a process of acquiring, deploying, and retaining a workforce of sufficient quantity. In the sense that here staffing involves recruitment. Acquiring is nothing but recruiting people and placing them on jobs, deploying, assigning all these people with some responsibilities in the organization, and retaining a workforce. Once they are acquired and developed, they should be retained. Workforce should be retained of sufficient quantity. So here it is the duty of the human resource management to maintain that sufficient number of employees and quality of right people, right number, right people in the right positions. That's the job of human resource management. So staffing involves this acquiring, developing. After all this, they retain the sufficient workforce with the required qualities to create positive impacts on the organization's effectiveness. So let us now see some of the definitions given by authors, management gurus. According to McFarland, staffing is a function by which managers build an organization through the recruitment, selection, and development of individuals as capable employees. So he defined staffing as the function, one of the HR function the staffing is. So through this function, managers build an organization by taking up this recruitment, selection, and development of individuals as capable employees. So according to Coons and O'Donnell and Haynes Peirich, staffing is the management function and it is defined as filling position in the organization structure through identifying workforce requirements inventorying the people available, recruitment, selection, placement, promotion, appraisal, compensation, and training of needed people. So according to these authors, staffing involves all this. There is identifying workforce requirements, inventorying the people available, recruitment, selection, placement, promotion, appraisal, compensation, and training of needed people. All these are functions of human resource management. So broadly, the functions can be divided into 3 or 4 categories, but all these main functions can be subdivided into staffing and other things. So staffing involves all this. First, you should identify the workforce requirements, and then you should see how many are available, what workforce available already with the organization. Then we recruit if any shortage is there, select them, place them in the right positions, and we move the employees from one place to another place, or from one position to another position. That's promotion. And we evaluate their performance through appraisal, we compensate their services, and we develop them through training whenever the people needed, this employees needed. This is what the staffing function as per Coons and O'Donnell. Let's now see the features of staffing function. It's all pervasive function of management. It's a dynamic function, vast scope. So all pervasive function of management in the sense that it includes so many things. The success and the growth and expansion depends upon the staffing function. So what care should be taken while recruiting people, while acquiring people into the organization and placing them in the right positions and promoting them, transfer them, maintaining them, and developing them through training and development programs. This is all pervasive function of management. So if organization has a right number of employees, right people, and in the right places, then definitely organization would achieve its targeted goals. And it is a dynamic function. It's not static. Here, this staffing is not a static one. It's a dynamic one. It's a continuous one. We keep turning the employees. We keep recruiting people, moving people from one position to higher position. We move from one place to another place. We need to develop them very frequently. Whenever changes takes place, we develop them. So we create awareness among the employees. So their knowledge will be maintained time to time. It's a dynamic one. So vast scope. It involves so many things, because any activity you take for that matter in the organization needs manpower, whether it is production or any other specialized area, marketing, finance, like that. It the staffing is required for all the activities of the organization. So its scope is very vast. It's not limited to only human resource department. So it embraces all the departments of the organization. The main objective of this staffing function is to understand all functions of in an organization. So all functions of an organization, in the sense that The major functional areas are production if it is a manufacturing organization, and normally we'll have marketing function, accounting and taxation, finance function, and material management, purchasing. So when you keep on subdividing all these major functions, so we understand those, all functions in an organization. So objective of staffing is to understand. Without understanding what is that function, what is that job, what are the responsibilities of that job, what no, skills and knowledge that position requires in any organizational act. Without knowing all this, it is difficult for the HR department to fill that position. So whom to place in that position is very important. So one should understand all the activities and all the functions and all the positions or jobs of the organization so that staffing would be easy. So to understand manpower planning so that people are available at right time and at a right place. So manpower planning, we have seen in the previous class, human resource planning. We plan well in advance. We just see whether the organization is in expansion mode or diversification mode, and what manpower is available as of now, what is the manpower requirement for the future. So all those things should be planned, where this manpower is available, what level of knowledge is required. All these things should be well planned. So staffing helps to understand manpower planning so that the right people and the right time can be placed. And also to understand issues related to job analysis and to overcome the problem. So issues related to job analysis in the sense here, so job can be understood through its analysis. We have seen in the previous classes what is job analysis, job design and the job enrichment, job enlargement, like that. So before recruiting people, before staffing function takes place, job should be analyzed to understand what exactly the job involves, what should be the qualification, whom should be placed in that job, what level of knowledge he requires. All those things should be very important. So job analysis helps to understand the job very clearly. So here staffing is to understand issues related to job analysis and to overcome the problem. These are the main objectives of staffing. Why it is so important? Staffing function is so important in an organization. Take any activity, any function, anything that is, this human resources occupies a significant place in the organization structure. So staffing, this recruitment, selection, all those things uh, come under the fold of this staffing. So this is very important in the organization context. So it is importance because of training and development, effective coordination, effective recruitment and placement, building effective human resources. Staffing simply doesn't mean only recruitment. So you need to see the uh, whether the available knowledge is matching with the requirements. So if it is identified that the people needed, I mean manpower needed, employees need any training and development programs, you have to conduct this training and development and enhance their skills and knowledge. And also effective coordination, because though the people working in different departments or functions or in the activities, so coordination is very much essential. So you need to integrate all departments, and you should seek the cooperation from all the functional areas of the business. So staffing provides that effective coordination, effective recruitment and placement. All these are the sub functions of staffing. So staffing involves all these things. So we recruit effectively from reliable sources, and we place the right people in the right place, and building effective human resource. So this staffing helps in building effective human resources. That's why staffing is very important in the organization. So optimum use of resource. So here, since we have that human resource planning, that's also one of the part and parcel of staffing function, and we estimate the manpower requirement well in advance and take the right number in the right place in the right people. So that leads to optimum use of human resources. So maximum we can utilize the manpower available in the organization. So staffing also function also provides for enhances corporate image. So when all the things are happened in a very effective and efficient manner in a systematic way, then that reflects the corporate image for the organization. So staffing enhances corporate image. Staffing also helps in the way of job satisfaction, because we properly evaluate or analyze the job and recruit the right person who possesses that knowledge and educational qualifications to carry out that job. So when that job matches to the employee, we get satisfied. So employees will have that job satisfaction when they are put in the right place. See, that's why the staffing is so important. So elements of staffing. Here manpower, as I told you that human resource planning is part and parcel of staffing also. So staffing includes all this. All these are the human resource practices only again. All these are the functions of human resource management, or the activities of HR activities we say. So manpower planning, we plan first what is the, we take stock of the available manpower. When we estimate the need for manpower, so we plan it well in advance. And job analysis, we do that. So job analysis in the sense here, we analyze the job, we come to know uh, the requirements of the job, knowledge, skills, abilities, qualifications that an incumbent employee should possess to carry out this job. So job analysis and recruitment and selection. So this starts from, this is the first manpower planning is the first human resource activity that management takes care of. Then it analyzes all the jobs. Then go for recruitment and selection. Training and development. Once people are recruited and selected and placed in the positions of the organization, then it go for identifying the need for training and development. So training and development, performance appraisal. So this performance appraisal evaluating individual employees' performance in the organization. This information is very useful for identifying the training needs, and also for various other purposes, also for promotion, for transfer. For various purposes, we use this performance appraisal information. So these are the elements of staffing: manpower planning, job analysis, recruitment and selection, then training and development, performance appraisal. scope of staffing, it includes hiring, motivation, employee maintenance, human relations. See here, this is the hiring is the primary function of human resource management. So this is the highest function, human relations. In between, we have so many things. So hiring is nothing but recruitment. So recruitment, after estimating, after planning, human resource planning and job analysis, we go, the organizations go for hiring the right people with required qualifications and knowledge. So motivation. So motivation through several ways, through incentives, attractive packages, challenging tasks, assigning challenging tasks. Motivation is very important for the employees. So employee maintenance is here employee maintenance in the sense that developing them, enhancing the knowledge of employees time to time, compensating them their services reasonably, taking care of them. That's employee maintenance. And the human relations, maintaining good relations with the manpower. In the sense that career development, career counseling, then interpersonal relations, all those things come into this human relations. These are the scope of staffing. So there are some factors influence this staffing. What determines or what affects the staffing? Factors affecting staffing. So we can classify these external and internal factors that affect staffing. These are the external factors affecting staffing. Nature and of rivalry of our human resources. Nature of rivalry for human resources. A country like India has ample supply of unskilled workers than highly qualified people. Companies start to change their staffing policy and prefer less talented people. So here two things are there. Where you appoint or you recruit stars, or you recruit less talented people and make them stars. So that is very important. Here, company in our country, India has ample supply of unskilled workers when compared to highly qualified people. Then even if companies start to change their staffing policy, when manpower is available at that level, so we take them and make them stars. So as a staffing policy, organizations prefer less talented people. Another factor is legal factors. So this also affects staffing. Child labor is prohibited. Children below 14 years are not organizations not supposed to employ them. This act is there, legal provision is there. Provision are there relating to reservations for physically handicapped people. So it is the obligation on the part of the organization that these physically handicapped people should be accommodated, should be taken into jobs. Another legal provision is that affects the staffing policy of an organization. So these are the legal provisions. You should not take child labor. You should not organization should not employ child labor, and you should provide some of the physically handicapped and other whatever roster system is there, reservation system is there, that should be followed. So these are the legal factors that determine affects staffing. Another one is socio-cultural factors. So employment of women for job involving physical exertions is usually avoided. So this is another factor that though women are given equal right, equal opportunity for the jobs, in some cases they are not taken into account because where it involves some physical exertion. So employment women will be avoided usually when it involves the job involves this physical exertion. Women are not offered jobs involving continuous traveling because of multiple roles of a woman as a housewife and as an employee, and she cannot travel all the time. So that is, women are not offered jobs involving continuous travel. There are some limitations when it comes to women employees. This is socio-cultural factors. Then external influences are other external influences. Employers have to face pressure from political parties or politicians as new recruitment. This would be there everywhere. So concept of employment to sons of the soil is getting popular in all countries. So this is particularly this is very high in this recent years because farmers are sacrificing their lands for the industrial purpose, and there is a condition that farmers' sons should be given employment opportunities in that particular. So governments put across these conditions before granting lands to the companies and industries that the local people should be given an employment. So this is concept of employment to sons of soil is getting popular in almost all areas and regions. And external influences affect the staffing policy of business unit also. So these are external influences of staffing. And internal factors that affect staffing. So internal factors are organizational image, past practices, size of the organization, organizational business plan. These are the internal factors affecting staffing. So organizational image, who joins this organization, that's very important. So if a company is a renowned one, its image is good, people now prefer to join such kind of organization. Past practices in the sense that how they treat the employees. What were the human resource practices earlier? All these are very important. Size of the organization. People prefer to join big organizations. Reason is that safety. If an organization is small, employees think that they may lose their jobs anytime. Size of the organization. And big organizations have that hedging the risk. They can afford to pay the salaries continuously. So organizational business plan. Organizational business plan in the sense how effective the organization is in planning for its business. Is the management efficient, effective, dynamic? What is the culture, philosophy of the the promoters, ideologies of the promoters? how dynamically they plan for the business, their visioning capacity, capabilities. All this depends upon. So these are the internal factors that affect staffing. Some of the organizations and big organizations, global companies, and their promoters. So as I told you that the staffing involves all this manpower planning, recruitment, selection, training and development, maintenance of the employees, human relations, all these are the scope of staffing, elements of staffing. So one of the element of staffing is recruitment. So recruitment is a process of locating, identifying, and attracting capable candidates. So you should identify where this manpower is available, whether in the institutions, colleges, universities, labor market, locating where these are available, sources of manpower, what we call, and you identify them and attracting capable candidates. See, some companies attract the capable candidates very easily, and some cannot. It all depends upon the company's image. Which company the people, prospective employees prefer to join. So recruitment is a process of locating, identifying, and attracting capable candidates. Recruitment, it can be for current or future needs. So planning is always for future. Recruitment critical activity for some corporations. It's a challenging task. So getting right people is not so easy. Knowledgeable, appointing, attracting knowledgeable people is so difficult. And what sources do we use for recruitment? So where do we get this manpower? Which institutions? You go for on campus or off campus, or any referrals, employee referrals, or you outsource this. This is what is recruitment. So